Today's lesson is on changing a repeating decimal into a fraction, all right here. You do need to copy these down once for me. You don't have to copy them down every single time. Alright, so the first one is we're going to let x represent our repeating decimal. So this is equal to, x is equal to this, 0.583. And our 3 is repeating on this one. Okay. Now the next step is determining two places where you can put your decimal so you have the same repeating decimal. Alright, and so what that means is that one of the values you need is to have the decimal before the repetition starts, and then you need to have it once where after the repetition starts. Okay? So in this case we have one before the 3 and then one after the 3. Okay? Now if this is equal to x, in order for you to get the decimal over to 58.3 repeating, we have to go over two decimal places, which is timesing by 100. So one of the values we have is 100x is going to equal 58.3 repeating. The other value we have, if we move our decimal place over 3 times, we have to multiply by 1,000. So we have 1,000x is equal to 583.3 repeating. Okay? Now we're going to set up two equations based on our previous steps. Okay? And so what I'm going to go ahead and do with these is I'm actually going to take the larger one, I'm going to put it on top. So I'm going to say 1,000x, and that equals 583.3 repeating. Then I have 100x is equal to 58.3 repeating. Alright, and I'm going to make sure when I set these up that my decimal is lined up there. Okay? Because my next step I'm going to actually be subtracting on both sides of the equation. So on this side, when I subtract it, I'm going to do 1000x minus 100x is going to equal to 900x. And then over here I'm going to do 583.3 repeating, and then we can just see where we have 3's going on each side and it keeps going forever. What happens is this 0.333 and 0.333 here, these cancel each other out, leaving me just what's over here in the whole numbers. So I have 583 minus 58 is going to go ahead and equal for me 525. Okay. Now I'm left with a single step equation. I want to go ahead and get my x variable by itself. So I'm going to go ahead and divide by 900 on both sides. Alright, and then my x is going to equal 525 over 900. So that is my repeating decimal turned into a fraction. Now that can also be simplified. If I divide by 25 on both sides, I go ahead and get 21 over 36. And then I can still divide both by 3, my numerator and denominator, and I get an answer of 7 over 12. So 0.833333 is equal to 7/12 as my fraction. Alright, let's try another one here. We have 0.81. Again, you do not have to write down all these steps, just make sure they're written down once. But you do have to make sure that you're writing down all the examples. So my 0.81 repeating looks like this. Okay. Again, I have to get my decimal place, so it's once before the repetition starts and once after. This is equal to x, and it's already there, so the decimal's before the repetition starts. So one of them is already done for me. The second one is going to be I need to have it 81.811818181. So I'm going to have to multiply by 100. So my two equations are x equals 0.81, and then I have 100x is going to equal 81.81 repeating. Now let's go ahead and set up our two equations. Again, I'm going to make sure I put the larger one over the top, on top, so I have 100x is equal to 81.81 repeating, and then I have x is equal to 0.81 repeating. When I go ahead and subtract them, I say 100x minus x is equal to 99x, And then my 81s repeating cancel each other out, leaving me just 81 all by itself. So 99x is equal to 81. So now I have my equation here. So I do divided by 99 on both sides, and I get x is equal to 81 over 99. Okay? Now I need to go ahead and simplify for it. I need to divide by 9 by both sides, or on the numerator and the denominator. So I get an answer of 9 over 11 is my correct fraction. Alright, number 3, we have 0.1234. My 3 4 is repeating, so I'm just going to go ahead and write 3 4, 3 4, 3 4, just to remember that. Okay, so I need my decimal here once before the 3 4 and once after the 3 4. So in order to get my decimal over to the before the 3 4, I need to multiply by 100. So 100x is going to equal 12.34 repeating. And then to get it all the way over here after my 3 4, it looks like I have to move over 1, 2, 3, 4. So I need to go 10, 100, 1,000, 10,000. So 10,000x is equal to 1,234.34 repeating. Let's go ahead and set up my subtraction problems. Again, I'm going to put the larger number over the top. And then we have 100x down here. And is equal to 12.34. Again, making sure that I line up my decimals. I'm going to go ahead and subtract now. And I get an answer of 9,900x is going to equal, and this cancels that out. Go ahead and subtract, and I get 1,222. Let's go ahead and divide by 9,900 on both sides. And I get an answer of x is equal to 1,222 over 9,900. These are both even numbers, so I know that they can be simplified. If I divide by 2, I get an answer of 611, and I get 4,950. And that is actually the simplest form that I can have there. Okay. So those are your 3 examples. You have 4 examples to do on your own now. Okay. You've got 0.5 repeating, and then 0.45, and then 4 5s repeating. You've got 0.16 repeating, and then you have 0.057 with the 5 7 repeating. Okay. So you have 4 problems to go ahead and try. So go ahead and try those 4, and you can pause it and let's see how you did. For our 0.5 repeating, you should have done x and 10x, and you eventually should have gotten an answer of 5/9. If you didn't, check your steps and see if they match mine. For 0.45 repeating, alright, you should have used an x and 100x. Should have eventually got an answer of 45 over 99, which is simplified to 5/11. For 0.16 and the 1/6 repeating, you should have done an x and a 100x. Alright, and you should have gotten an answer of 16 over 99. And number 4, alright, you should have done 10x to get the decimal before the 5 7, and then you should have 1000x to get the decimal after it. You should have gotten an answer of 57 over 990, simplified to 19 over 330.